it's you not working or delivering or contributing to something else, to product development or to sales team or to something else. And this is crucial in this part. So it's extremely important, and it can boost both you personally, help you a lot, and your project. But in the same time, you need to be very careful to choosing the right community and make sure that it actually brings value and not waste of time.
All right, this is another episode of the Form Your Own Pack podcast by Founders Pack. My guest today was nominated by another guest, which was Dana Sidorenko. I'm screwing up already, it's late in the day. And this is Yevheniia from P2PSeller. How are you doing, Yevheniia?
I'm good, thank you so much.
I messed up your name probably already, but hope you don't mind. I apologize. For people that don't know, first of all, how do you pronounce your name correctly?
My name is Yevheniia. So yeah, but I got used to it. It's not an easy name. It's okay.
I think I'm just tired. So for people also, like, maybe tell us a little bit who you are and what is P2PSeller.
Yeah, sure. So a little bit about myself. I'm coming from Ukraine. I'm currently staying in LA in the United States for the past 9 months, and I have both experience in corporate careers and multiple series of personal projects, startups, different scales. Currently, I'm an acting CEO of P2PSeller. It's an early stage company, and basically what we're really trying to do is to build the shareable 3PL, which is third-party logistics for e-commerce sellers to be able to very easily, very easily to find warehouse, to find the fulfillment center, shipping rates, or pretty much anything that you need to fulfill your orders if you're doing fulfillment. But what I think that we do quite cool is that we're not only providing the platform to meet each other, but we also have built a software that is integrated within the platform and helps you to run your fulfillment, not leaving the platform. So you can print your shipping labels, you can have all your orders within our platform, you can have all your SKUs, you can connect your Shopify, Amazon, eBay, Walmart, or other marketplaces and have it all in one place, whereas be very flexible and be very easy in terms of finding what you need. That's just in a nutshell what we do. We're still early stage, we're still growing, we had secured some funding in the early stage, but now we definitely would, need more sometime soon.
Need more. Okay, well, there you go. I'm sure there's somebody watching that'll hear that. So how did you, first of all, like, is this your background, is P2P logistics or e-commerce? Like, how did you figure out this was a problem?
So basically, I'm the CEO, I'm not the founder of the project, but the founder of the project has the experience in e-commerce and logistics for many years. I came to the project with an experience of product development and operations. So basically what I was responsible for is building all the processes from scratch, which would be, software development, design, content, sales, marketing, legal, administrative, and so on. So so my background coming more from, knowing how to build some stuff from scratch rather than purely e-commerce.
That's incredible. Okay. And then, so it sounds like you're early stage, but you have done a raise. Where are you at and what's next for you?
So we're at securing sales and building the, testing some of our sales hypotheses in different markets, testing different team configurations for sales, securing those first customers, and after that, with the limited functionality of the product that we have now, and then based on the feedback of the customers, releasing more features and kind of getting evaluation of how much funding we would need in future for that.
That makes sense. All right, so we got you early, which we like. So if you had, you've first of all, you've made a big change. You've come to a new country, and you're only 9 months in. What sort of advice would you have for other founders or anyone that's making that kind of a change? Maybe that's an alternative. This is the first time I've ever asked anybody that, but
Oh, really? Okay, if I could be like very honest, I would
yeah,
say that um, don't not don't overestimate yourself in a way that moving to another continent. I mean, I lived in different countries, and it's not like first time moving somewhere, but this one was quite extreme though. But I would say that don't neglect that moving somewhere and having this change actually will take a lot of energy. So there is a lot of stuff, you need to make sure that you have all the legal rights to be here. There is a lot of like paperwork involved, how to find an apartment, how to find a car, insurance, whatever. So there is this romanticized version where you're moving to like Silicon Valley or the Hollywood, and there is
right.
a lot of opportunities, and that's a big part of that.
Yeah,
It is true, but then there is whole other bunch of things that suck a lot of energy, and if you're building a company simultaneously, at some point you will feel that you will need to fulfill your energy levels. So you need to be careful of that and kind of see where you need to rest, and where you need to be. Also you need to make sure you pay enough attention to your paperwork, and that's everything done correctly, and so on. So my main advice would be that romanticizing something helps to do the first steps, and it's very encouraging and motivating, but then there is a lot of like real life stuff that you need to be ready for if you don't want to, I don't know, be very disappointed or completely burn out and stuff like that.
yeah, that's a lot to juggle. So I commend you. I've been through that because I'm not originally from the United States. I'm a new U.S. citizen, and I just always remember though there was that romantic aspect, and I just tried to like go light on everything else. So I can totally relate. I just remember also this feeling of excitement about going, and then when I had to leave, because at the time I was going back and forth, um, there was this feeling of dread. So I was always like, I wanted that dread part to go away. I just want to stay. It's like much better
Yeah,
to go. So I commend you, and I think it's an exciting place. In LA, there's a lot to
yeah,
discover,
absolutely,
and you're close to the
absolutely.
beach, so that's all great. And now
Yeah,
you've got this crazy startup that you're working with, so that's amazing. And Dana obviously nominated you and speaks highly. So anything we can do to help you in that journey, we're happy to do that. Please don't be afraid to reach out. As
thank
far
you,
as
thank you.
and obviously like this is new for you, but has community or partnerships been important to this move and to your success so far?
uh Also, I would say that um, maybe that's something also would sound a little bit like an advice, because I would say that we in the startup, and me personally, haven't used the power of communities and partnerships as much as I should have done, both for projects and like personally as an individual or someone who tries to build a business,
Right.
because this is very underrated, I would say, especially if you come to a new place, or you're just starting to build the business. Um, it's crucial to have a community, because there is an infinite source of knowledge and experience that you might find something and not waste like several months of your life doing it on your own, and
I get it.
doing it the hard way. But on the other hand, I would say it's extremely difficult to find good community, that community that actually brings value. It's not with this project, but with the previous one, I've had that we were very keen on trying different events and communities and everything, and then after some time, when I kind of went back and analyzed it, I realized that we wasted so much time on things that it's cool, it's nice, you meet people, but then it doesn't lead to anything.
Fair.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
get
mean,
it. I
it,
I
it
could
it's
totally
difficult.
relate. That makes sense.
it's difficult. And when you're early stage company, you can't waste time because you have limited resources, both financial and your personal as a human. So you going to some event or meeting with someone for a community or having that call is not, it's you not working or delivering or contributing to something else, to product development or to sales team or to something else. And this is crucial in this part. So I would say that it's extremely important, and it can boost both you personally, help you a lot, and your project. But in the same time, you need to be very careful to choosing the right community and make sure that it actually brings value and not a waste of time. Because again, I mean, as I said, I had an experience in working in a corporate as well, and that's not that crucial. You kind of can afford to waste more time that you cannot waste in a small company, because it's like do or die, and this is what you should do.
That very astute. I think I can totally relate. And part of the motivation for starting Founders Pack was, yes, have fun, but to make it purposeful. So that, I think if you look at, first of all, we use several models. One is the Keiretsu, which is a business model of cooperation from Japan that we kind of looked at and said, wow, there's some really cool characteristics of this, where these CEOs of these giant corporations meet every Friday and they have lunch club. You're like they try to collaborate. They look like, how can I help you? They'll send engineering talent to each other's companies. They'll help enter new markets, even though they have cross shareholding, so there's some interest there, right? So we kind of look at that as a model. And then everybody talks about the PayPal mafia. I mean, these guys had one venture, and really it's like 25 years ago, right? Or 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And they still cooperate. They founded so many other companies or funded them. And I think that's the gold standard of these models.
Yes, that's
and so
true.
We want to kind of recreate that for everyone else. Silicon Valley, for example, like if you're not in the network and you don't get their attention, then a lot of people complain that it's like a closed network. So we're like, well, let's build our own, right? Like, let's make it purposeful, so it's not just social. Yes, there's that element, but let's find founders like yourself who are serious, they're doing things, and let's help each other.
Yeah, I can completely agree with that, but I would love to share my thought regarding the partnerships.
Yeah.
Because again, with my previous experiences, I used to work as a I would say as a mediator between the corporate big companies and the startups, and helping them to design and implement projects together. And that gave me a lot of experience. And I would say a lot of small projects always think early stage, especially they think, okay, we need to secure very big partnerships, and this is going to lift us up. For example, if we work in the beauty, we need the L'Oreal, or
right.
If we work in, I don't know, logistics, maybe we need FedEx or UPS as a partner. However, I'm not saying that this is definitely cool if you do it, but usually early stage founders, especially someone who haven't had a corporate experience, for example, they don't necessarily realize how much time and energy does it take. And this could take up to a year in negotiations, 2 years in negotiations. This is incredibly, because you start reaching someone in a team of 100 people, and that person then went to holidays or like a sick leave, and then you start from scratch and so on. So I would say this is really, when you choose the big partnership, you should be very careful and be 100% sure that you have that that North Star kind of goal, why you're reaching that, and what is going to give you, not just a big name on the website in the footer, because that's a very intense this is very intense in terms of timing and resources, and you can waste a lot of time, and then they will just change a manager and you will start from scratch, and that's it.
Right, that makes total sense. I think I'm trying to think my friend's book name. Is it his book or is another one? There's a book called Dancing with Elephants, and that's what it's almost like, or trying to get an elephant to turn over. It takes a long time, but when
Yeah,
it does, you better move out of the way.
it is.
You're the
I
you're the
mean,
mouse.
I mean, I'm definitely not saying that you shouldn't do that.
Just be
That
aware
can
of.
work. Yeah, just you need to be very clear about that and be very aware.
I love it. So much great advice. We're excited to follow you on your journey. How do people get in touch with you, and who is a good contact for you?
I think it's Telegram or Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, I can probably send the links
Yeah,
after.
we'll include that in the show notes.
Yeah, yeah.
And who do
And
you want to talk to? Who do you want to meet? What type of
uh,
people?
what type of people?
Yeah.
I, to be very honest, I would love to meet very motivated, hungry, yet realistic founders. So I think sometimes in the startup world, this realistic part is usually, it's not something that people like to see because it's not nice and shiny. But I like real people with, real struggles. They're keep, being motivated and encouraged and hungry for what they're doing. But then there is the big part of work and a lot of stuff that are not that pretty, not that shiny, not that, Silicon Valley kind of stories and so on. And this is what I like, because this
Yeah.
is actually how great things get done. There is a lot of things, you will fail many times, you will do something stupid just because you didn't know, and there is no recipe for that, and this is fine, and sometimes your productivity is like 150%, and then sometimes it's like very low because you're burning out, and it's all usually very overwhelming to build a
Yeah.
business. So
That's
I would
okay. So
that's
we want
why.
to meet real people. That's what we want.
Yes.
We're doing real things. I love it. All right. The final thing is, as you know, when we have interesting people on the podcast, we like you to nominate other interesting people. As you were nominated, we usually talk to founders or investors who are doing real things, real people. Who would you like to nominate as a future guest?
I actually would love to nominate a friend of mine who also just host came to LA some time ago, and they're also building a project.
Okay.
As well, early stage, in a completely different area. But yeah, this is who I would love to nominate. I will provide you details later,
Okay.
or now,
Yeah.
later.
What's their name?
Their
Or first
names
name?
are Olga.
Olga. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Olga, you've been nominated as a future guest. Thank you so much for
Mhm.
joining me. I look forward to meeting you in person in LA very, very soon. We've got stuff
Yes,
going on
sure.
that I'll connect with you on.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for your
Thanks.
time. It was a pleasure to chat with you.
Likewise. Thank you.